Hello, legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast, episode 338, which means from the very start until now, without any single day off, 338 days, the blog post appeared or was written by me, and following podcast episode in audio or video version has been recorded. It was quite a journey, and today's episode is a video update number 116, I believe. So you can see the slight discrepancy because the video update started much later along the way as the project developed more and more. But today's title of the episode is Eye of the Storm, and it's not the first time I used that title across the whole lifetime of this project, because I refer to storm when the day is out of whack, basically. When I am not at home, I'm not in the comfort of home and home schedule, and when there is a lot of variables that might happen, potentially impacting my writing and podcasting, and there's a lot of risk in it not happening or slipping beyond midnight or just not being fulfilled on that day. And that would be, well, I can say disastrous, but obviously there wouldn't be any disaster if I wouldn't write the blog post or record the episode or both. But I admit I would be very disappointed because, as I mentioned at the beginning, it's a continuous 338 day streak, and it's a very important project from my own ego perspective, I would say, because it's accountability tool or means for me to keep going with one core routine every single day. And this is it. So just to quickly summarize what happened today. Obviously, around 8 o'clock in the morning, we left Donegal town towards Dublin. Along the way, we had to refuel just outside Northern Ireland border. Once we crossed Northern Ireland, we had to refuel, and I was really kind of pushing it because I could have top up petrol in a gas station nearby, but I still had about, I would say, roughly 80 to 90 kilometers range left, so I didn't want to refuel yet. And obviously, at this time of day in the morning, most of the gas stations are already open, so I wasn't worried about it. But I also knew that when we passed that nearby station, then there is only one Irish, I mean the from Republic of Ireland, I would say, based gas station just before Pettigo, and then we have all the way across Northern Ireland. It's about 50 or 60 kilometers or something similar that we need to pass. And obviously there are gas stations in Northern Ireland, duh, but because of the fact that you pay in pounds, it costs more, and it might not be super significant difference in price, but it is visible. And on top of that, obviously, if I will pay with Irish card in the UK gas station, which is Northern Ireland, is obviously a part of United Kingdom, then there is a foreign transaction fee and other BS that banks obviously apply to that. So in turn, it's not a big fee, but if you consider that you never get beneficial rates for you when they convert pounds to euro, it's always better for the bank, not for me. So not only I have disadvantage and the fuel is more expensive after the conversion, but then they charge me for conversion and foreign transaction on top of that. So the fuel is effectively more expensive. So I wanted to make sure that either I refuel before we enter Northern Ireland, or we make sure or try as much as we can go economically but steady and cross Northern Ireland and use any of the gas station in Republic of Ireland to refuel after that. And my assessment was good. We didn't go slow or anything like that. It was a very steady and nice speed. I was a little bit worried at the end because I was on the verge of refueling in Enniskillen in Northern Ireland anyway, because it was already about, I think, about 30 kilometers left. But I calculated that we should be fine and pushed a little bit more. So when we crossed the border and were back in Republic of Ireland and at the station, I think there was 15 kilometers left. So I still had fair buffer, I would say. I could probably drive back to the nearby gas station, even if that gas station wasn't operational. I could go back and still probably would manage to get to one of those NI or UK gas stations anyway. So wasn't tragic, but I didn't want to obviously waste time because we had appointment in Dublin at noon, so we wanted to drive as fast as we can, but safe and obviously as economic as possible, and make sure that we don't break the law at the same time. I was a little bit tired, I must say, because those drives are very tiring. And while I went to sleep before midnight the day before, yesterday I slept again and stayed a little bit overnight. Well, not overnight, but a couple of hours past midnight. I think I went to sleep 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, so I screwed it again. So that was obviously my fault, and I felt a little bit tired and sleepy on the drive in. So I wanted to be very careful. And after that stop at the gas station, we stopped again in Cavan because my wife wanted to kind of grab something to eat. So, and then we stopped third time on Maxwell near Blanchardstown, just on the outskirts of Dublin. So that was a third stop, and we barely made it on time for the appointment in Dublin. I used the opportunity that I wasn't needed to be part of that appointment, and with Julian we stayed in the car, as you can probably see in the blog. I have brought a picture of both of us, Julian in a very unnatural position with the tablet while he was watching something, and I was completing my satellite habits like Duolingo Maths, Mimo, Elevate, and the Peak brain training. So I only managed to do that and write one paragraph to start the blog post draft, and then had to finish it at home. We managed to leave Dublin before people started coming back from work, because when it happens, Dublin is one big parking. It clogs very easily even without it, but when there's like around, the peak time is around between 4:30 and 6:30 p.m. I believe. Getting out of Dublin is almost impossible. You need to have a lot of patience. So we managed to get out before that time. We stopped at Liffey Valley to get some stationery for Julian, because he starts new school year on 30th of August, I believe. So about a week's time from now. We also ate with Julian a bit of a dinner in Eddie Rockets. My wife didn't want to eat in Eddie Rockets because she didn't have or she wasn't willing to eat a burger or anything like that. She didn't feel like eat that today. She really wanted to try taco chips from Rosie's Takeaway that was kind of traditional place for us when we were lazy and didn't want to do something or cook something at home when we used to live in Kilcock. So we wrapped up everything in Leafy Valley. We drove all the way towards Kilcock, our old kind of living area. We spent a decade there, pretty much the first decade of Julian's life. So she got her chips, she ate it, we kind of got ready, and about 4:40 p.m. we were ready to go, and we left Kilcock and managed to drive nice and steady until 7:30, I believe, when we arrived in Donegal town. So it was still bright and before the sunset. We did our family walk, and after that watched a little bit of Dragon's Den, got some tea, and the guys are now in bed sleeping, well, at least trying to get asleep. While I'm recording it now, it's 23:04, which is 11:04 p.m. It's a nice time to wrap it up, upload it, and get some shower and get to sleep because I expect tomorrow to be quite packed. I already blocked some time in my calendar to make sure that I resync myself with whatever happened today, and I took a glimpse over the email and messaging tools, and I can see that there's a bit, but I need to catch up tomorrow morning, so expect it to be slightly busy. And I will be researching the mobile sauna for our business pursuit, so I will be updating you guys about that progress. So stay tuned. I hope you have a great rest of the day or evening, wherever you are. And I really enjoy recording it for you guys. And I hope it's likewise on the other side to listen sometimes to my boring updates. But for now, that's it. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.